Hi everyone, it's Miss Kate again.
Miss Hazel here too.
Okay, today we're working with air dry clay. I'm going to show you how to make a pinch pot and how to make a coil pot. So air dry clay is really what it says. It dries in the air. So we're going to pull, except for first, sorry, I have to tell you this. First, a lesson that we learned is if you put some lotion on your hands, the clay will less likely stick to you because the clay is a little bit sticky. It was something new that I learned. I'd never known that, and I always have sticky stuff on my hands. So we're working on a piece of wax paper on top of a piece of corrugated plastic so that I can move it later. But the wax paper helps so that nothing will stick to it. So to make the coil pot, we're just making little ones. I'm going to take a piece, and I'm going to flatten it out as the base for my pot. Would have been helpful probably if it was more round, but it's going to be fine. Okay, so here's my base, and I'll take a piece, and this, you know, when you do it with, when you make Play-Doh snakes, that's what we're doing here. We're making a snake with it, and then attaching it to the bottom. Now, I didn't make it quite big enough, so I'll have to add a little bit more. And the way to get them to stay together, so get the pieces to stick to the other part, is to do a little bit of mushing down with your finger, but also having a cup of water nearby just to get your fingertips wet. And then you can use that. I was watching my brother Jim make a lot of cups the other day, and he's a potter, and that's what he was doing, was using a lot of water with his. Just want to make sure I had the right techniques there for him. But I'm going to get that to go, and I'll build this up. I'll keep adding coil after coil after coil until I feel like I have a big enough pot.
Oh, it's like a little snake pot.
Yes, it's a snake pot. Maybe a snake will come out of it at the end. I don't know. But I'll keep doing that and building up all the different layers until I have something that looks like this. And then I have to let it dry. So when you're letting something dry, you'll start it off like this. After a while, you're going to need to flip it over because this part is still super wet, and you want to let that dry as well. So these I made, it's been less than 24 hours. They're not really fully dry, but when they're dry, I could paint them if I wanted to. And to make a pinch pot, I'm going to put this aside, I will also take a clump of clay. I'll probably, this time I'm going to make it into a circle.
Is your lotion working?
My lotion is working. I have a little bit on, but it's definitely not covered. That's good.
Nice
good to
test.
learn. I know. Okay. And then I'm going to smash this down. When you're making something out of this air dry clay, it needs to be at least 1/4 of an inch thick, otherwise it's going to break. Just something to know. And if you're putting pieces together, you can use toothpicks in them to stick in one end and put the other piece on. But this is a pinch pot. So pinch pot is really that. You're pinching it together to make whatever it is you want. So I'm pinching up the sides like this, being careful not to make it too thin because I don't want it to break. Pinching, if I have something that seems like I need to overlap a little bit, like this one, I just pinch those pieces together. It's almost like a little bowl. I want mine to be flat on the bottom, so I'm going to push it down on the bottom here, and I'll keep going up. And then, when it's all dry, I'll have a little dish to put like a ring in or something on my desk. And that is air dry clay. Oh, also one more thing. When you're done, whatever clay you have left, you should put it back in your plastic, some sort of airtight plastic, so that it doesn't dry out. And then I can use it again later. I cut this yesterday and it was still really moist because I got all the air out of it.
Miss Kate, after I paint my pinch pot, could I drink my tea out of it?
No. This is not for using any food in. This is really just for decoration.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, this is not like a fired piece of ceramics. Okay. And we'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, friends.